And when I saw this clip from CNN of Michael Fanone, he sums it up.
Assured, I have been betrayed by my country, and I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump. Whether you voted for him because he promised these pardons or for some other reason, you knew that this was coming, and here we are. Tonight, 6 individuals who assaulted me as I did my job on January 6th, as did hundreds of other law enforcement officers, will now walk free. 6 individuals who have threatened my life.
Yep.
And who have made threats towards my family members, as well as countless other January 6th defendants who have threatened me because they see me as a spokesperson for law enforcement for this event. My family, my children, and myself are less safe today because of Donald Trump and his supporters.
Yep. And I don't even know what to say. I wish I knew Michael Fanone. I wish I could tell him we're in this together. I hope he knows that. Because even though, Trader Trump won with a very slim margin, as we know, and I want to remind us, and this is the cold comfort of the fact that it doesn't matter if he won, Trader Trump. They're still in the minority. He still never received a positive approval rating, right? And it's only going to get worse. By this time next week, his approval rating will be even further in the tank, like what happened last time. That's why I'm completely baffled by the fact that he was elected, and the sense of betrayal. It's not just for the Trump voters. It's for the 20 million Democrats that the registered Democrats that voted for Biden in the first term and last time, but stayed home this time. They're equally to blame, and all the other Americans that didn't bother for whatever reason to ever get off their ass, because only 66% of the voting public votes. But it is a very complicated issue, even though I'm angry, and because the other thing is, when you talk to Trump voters, and we've had a few come around here. I don't know if they're Trump voters, like that guy the other night. I hope he comes back. He was tolerable, right? So if you scratch the surface, because I'm just processing everything and about what we're up against, because it is a matter of giving credit where credit's due to the Trump voters, because just like Michael Fanone said, whether you voted for him because you wanted him to pardon the January 6th insurrectionists, which that's a minority. It's not a lot. Of course, they're effing, I guess everyone who had someone in jail, except for the guy, the son who sent his father, who dropped a dime on his father, and now his father, he has to get a protective order against his maggot father. So, except that guy. But most of the people, I suppose, I don't know, they want their loved ones home, even though they're who wants a maggot loved home? I mean, a loved one home. How can you love a maggot? I don't know. They're not a very tolerable people in general. But anyway, if you talk to a Trump voter, if you dare, if you can, right? If you can tolerate it for a second, if you hadn't had lunch yet, let's say, and you ask them why they voted for the con man, they'll say something bullshit. Some bullshit will come out of their mouth, like the doctor. I was telling you guys when I went to the doctor, I asked, I don't know, the doctor said, it was my checkup, and the doctor said, how you been feeling? Are you depressed? They ask those questions. Are you anxious, depressed, and all that? And I said, well, I'm not looking forward to the next 4 years, blah, blah, blah. And I made the mistake of assuming he was a normal person because, this is Queens, the world's borough, and he's an immigrant. So, but I made that mistake. And he said that he was like, "Oh, you don't want Trump?" And I said, "No, I'd rather have hot pokers in my eyes." But and then I said, "Well, why did you vote for him?" And he said, "Well, the crime in New York City." Now, crime, that's a demonstrable falsehood. Crime is down in New York City, and not just, since the con man got reelected. It's lower now in the past 4 years, and in the past year, than it was during the entire Trump administration. That is a fact. You can look it up. And see, there's the other example of people are propagandized. We are in this misinformation ecosystem, this circle jerk of feedback loop of lies that never stop, that just keep going. And it's somebody like that, this doctor, I bet he's watching Fox News. I bet he's listening to right-wing radio, or who knows, influencers who are funded by the Kremlin. And this is why the Democrats fall down on the job when they don't say these things, when they don't get out there in front of a camera, because we better believe that the Republicans are in front of a camera and in front of microphones spreading the lies, right? Faster than they could goddamn Trader Trump can, eat a goddamn hot dog or whatever. I don't know. And here's another thing that Michael Fanone said that resonated with me.
Rest assured, I have been betrayed by my country.
Yep.
And I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump.
We've all been betrayed.
This is who.
But here's what he said that really stuck with me.
This is who we are as a nation. This is what we have become, and it has been further exacerbated by Donald Trump.
That's right.
As I've said many times before, we are self-centered, we are violent, and we are indifferent to the suffering of our neighbors.
That's right. And isn't that heartbreaking? And think about everything that we've been through since that monster came down the escalator. Even coming down the escalator declaring Mexicans rapists is divisive. This is a nation of immigrants, you prick. But that's another thing Republicans hate. We know what's going on right now. They're conducting these raids all over the country. And, because it's red meat. I guess the Nazis are all masturbating. They're pleased that he's, I guess, promises kept, right? And but thinking of the Trump voter, when you talk to Trump voters, or even like for example, these farmers that use migrant workers on their farms, and they're all complaining, "Oh no, well, he's not really going to do that, is he?" They all think the leopards are not going to eat their face. But here's the thing: if they're going to raid farms with, and get rid of migrant workers, well, I don't understand why the Republicans don't pass laws that simply fine the employers if they want to get rid of all the migrant workers, because they're only coming here because there are jobs, right? Take the help wanted sign off the farm and maybe they won't come here. But they wouldn't find the bosses or those who are making money off of their backs, like the Uline, like those Uline assholes, the Uline donors to Trump's campaign. The scam is right there in front of our faces, which really irritates me. And besides everything else about the Trump supporters, that Don't you see the scam being played out right in front of you? I mean, you're the ones who saw a sex trafficking pedophile ring in a pizzeria basement that didn't have a basement, right? Or a pizzeria that didn't have a basement, and but you don't see the conspiracies right in front of your face. You are the assholes who cheer Doctor. I mean, who cheer? I was going to say Doctor Fact. Who cheer Elon Musk, this sociopath, this filthy Nazi, who who couldn't give a shit about you, who is the most disgusting parasite on the entire planet, and they all need to be stopped. So, I mean, legally and peacefully. Yeah, it's really repugnant, the times we live in. And it's only the first week. That's what I keep saying. This is only 1 week, guys. How? How are we going to last 4 years with these lies? The lies. It's such an embarrassment. But the corporate media, it's another case in point. They're not up to the task. Just like I feel that it's really concerning the Democrats. Are they up for the task? We gotta push these assholes because these are they're the only ones we got.